Hey friends, I've got a big challenge today. Can I pull off an entire Thanksgiving dinner for 8 people for just $40? And I'm not talking about a sad little plate of canned veggies and heat and serve rolls. I'm talking about 3 cozy casseroles, homestyle sides, deviled eggs, a decadent dessert, and all of the fixins. A real potluck-style feast on a shoestring budget. Walmart's been advertising their $40 Thanksgiving dinner again. Well, I took a look at it and I thought, we can do better than that. So I'm headed to Walmart, pulling out every semi-homemade trick that I know and showing you how to make a meal that looks and tastes way more expensive than it is. I'm Mel, welcome home, and I reckon we better get to the store. And don't get me wrong, I really appreciate the concept of what Walmart is doing, especially that they're giving some fresh produce, a really nice sized turkey, and throwing in some name brands. And I did buy a lot of the things that they have on their list, but I felt like taking that budget for the produce, the turkey, and the name brands and putting that towards some baking, pantry staples, seasonings, and dairy products would really give us a way to make a meal that's bougie on a budget. I'm actually using chicken for this Thanksgiving dinner, and I know that sounds crazy, especially now that turkeys are so cheap, but there's a method to my madness. I'll explain all my choices later. I'd budgeted about $8 or $9, but let me show you what I found. The Thanksgiving budget gods have smiled on me. Look at all these rotisserie chickens that just got marked down. I just hate having to pick a chicken. And really, I mean, you're only saving 64 cents. They are very budget friendly anyway. So hey, I'm just gonna go with this. And I didn't even think about that at the time until I got in the store to see what they had. So I'm saving that money. I found this Hellmann's on sale. It's $3.99 and save $2. I'm going to be able to get mayonnaise, and I'll probably be able to add back in my cranberry sauce and my rolls too. Guys, I'm digging around in here looking for cinnamon, and I'm not finding it. They've got everything else out here, but look at the price. This right here is what I'm talking about. The roll bags, the manager specials, they used to have these for $1 all the time. I did find Italian seasoning, which is something I'm going to use, and you don't have to use it, but I'm going to use it in one of my recipes. Most people have these. I can't find any cinnamon, but like I said, go to the Dollar Tree or Aldi and get you a $1 bottle of that or a $1.25 bottle of it. But most people have this on hand. I know a big old bag of brown sugar sounds like kind of a big spend for like one meal, but when I explain as I'm cooking this meal, we can use this for a lot of things after Thanksgiving too. Plus, I budgeted $2.20. The old manager special saving me 22 cents. I'm so excited. I've done all I can here. Let's check out, head home, and see where we fall in the budget. Want to take a quick break and tell you about something that I love. It's tons of fun. It's free. It's called Heyday. If you've not heard of it, Heyday is a farming game where you build and design your own personalized farm from the ground up. And like I said, it's free to download and play on iOS and Android devices. Sometimes I'll play for just a few minutes when I'm waiting for something to come out of the oven, and other times I'll settle in and spend the whole evening just planting, harvesting, and filling up my silo. But Heyday's a relaxing play on farming where you can plant your crops any time of year. They always produce and never die. And you play at your own pace. You're not in competition with anybody. And even though it's a really laid-back game, there's always plenty to do. When you're ready to play, there will be tasks on your farm that needs to be done. And my favorite part of Heyday, it has to be my farm animals. They are so cute, and I've even added a little cat and dog to my farm as well. And there's just so much quirky humor throughout the whole game of Heyday, but especially when it comes to your livestock. It's also fun to use the production machines to make bake treats and outfits that I can sell. And I like to trade items and take part in weekly events with the community that I've joined on Heyday too. You can download Heyday for free by clicking the link in my description box, or you can just scan the QR code that's on the screen. Have a ball and get started designing your own personalized farm today. And friends, if you're already playing Heyday, let me know how long you've been farming. And thanks Heyday for sponsoring today's video. Here's the grocery haul. It looks sparse down on this end, but that's just the individual things. Down here, things are kind of grouped into how I'm using them for recipe. Look at this. And I came in under budget. Let me show you the receipt. This is my Walmart receipt. And looky here, guys. We pay tax in the state of Tennessee. I came $41.07 before tax. $38.22. I was so excited. That really let me get some other things that I wanted to add in here. But here's our menu. We're going to make the delicious Jiffy corn casserole. Didn't think I was going to be able to put cheese on it, but it was in the budget. Going to be making a marshmallow pumpkin pie. This one is delicious. I spent a little bit of money on my sweet potato casserole, but hey, I wanted sweet potato casserole. And I thought it was worth spending the money on the baking items, the brown sugars, flour, oatmeal, because these will do you for a long time. You're going to have these now in your pantry. Here's the ingredients for our main dish, and I'll go into detail a little bit later why I decided to go rotisserie chicken and dressing instead of the turkey route. And I did reheat my chicken, so I'll be getting ready to pick that. Then mayonnaise and margarine sticks. The mayonnaise, I was so excited about that $2 coupon. And she did not even have it on at the end of my receipt. She said, oh, you're like 47 cents. And I was like, hey, I'm at budget. She said, wait, your coupon. I'm like, oh my gosh, I could have gotten rolls. I could have done, I could have done a few more things. But over here, we've got, these are what they are. We're going to doctor them up a little bit, but these are just individual things that we're going to make. And again, when we get into making these, I'll tell you why I went the route that I did with this meal. And this was definitely a splurge, but we had the budget for it. Walmart was out of the whole cranberry sauce in their brand. They had the jelly, but I love the whole cranberry one. So we were even able to upgrade and get that in a name brand. We're going to get the easy things going first. I'm going to get my eggs boiling for deviled eggs. Then back here, I'm just going to go ahead and make my gravy just according to the package directions. And I always just like to get this done and get it out of the way. That way I can just reheat it whenever dinner comes, and I can have this pot free for something else a little bit later. And I'm going to add a little bit of extra water. If I had known I had the extra money in the budget, I should have picked up 2 packs of gravy. And boom, chop up this cranberry sauce. Probably need to put this in a smaller bowl. But hey, we'll put that in the fridge and let it get chilled. And so begins the dance of the bowls. I can't tell you how many times I put things in the wrong size bowls, especially when I'm doing a bunch of stuff at once. All right, that's better. Now we're going to start on our no-bake pumpkin marshmallow pie, and it does not have to be baked, but we do need to heat some ingredients. And I've got a big saucepan here on like low to medium heat. I'm putting in 1 can of 100% pure pumpkin. This is a 15-ounce can. Be sure you don't get pumpkin pie filling. You just want the pumpkin. I'm using pumpkin pie spice. I didn't pick this up, but it would have been in the budget if you wanted to. And I just use pumpkin pie spice for a lot of things. This recipe actually called for 1/2 teaspoon of pumpkin pie spice and 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. So I'm going to use about 1.25 teaspoons of pumpkin pie spice. Ours are just be nice and spicy. And I'm going to kind of get my seasonings mixed into this pumpkin real quick. And this recipe, along with all the recipes today. You'll find them on my website. Down in the description box where the timestamps are, it'll say like recipes in this video. I'll have the name of it beside the timestamp. Then right out from there in blue will be a link to it, and it'll take you to my website. It's professionally managed, so it's very safe and secure. From there, you can pin my recipes to your Pinterest board. You can screenshot them. And what most all of you have loved about my website is you can also print them off. And I added in one 10-ounce bag of mini marshmallows, minus the one that got tossed into the floor there. And we're going to mix this all together until these marshmallows just get melted into the pumpkin. Once all of your marshmallows get melted down into your pumpkin, we're just going to put this over into, I'm putting it in like a really thin bowl. We're going to let this cool, get to room temperature for about 30 minutes. And I usually stick mine in the fridge to hurry that process along. The thing I've been dreading the most is picking the meat off this. We're going to try this new technique. I hope my bag's big enough. My chicken, as you saw whenever I got it, it was like frozen in the meat section. But I have reheated it in the oven, and it's stuck to the pan a little bit. Patrick, come hold this bag. We're going to try to cram this chicken. Okay, there's one thing falling off. Could go ahead and just tear them off. All right, we're going to put this chicken in this big gallon-sized bag. Patrick said I should have went ahead and took the skin off. Maybe I should have. I think it'll just come off. But what I've been seeing people do is you just start massaging this chicken like this, and it comes off the bones. And I actually do feel it coming off the bones here. And there's the skin. Got some air in it. I can pull that guy on out, couldn't I? Let's get him out of there. Okie doke. Like I was saying, I watched a number of YouTube videos on like the best way to do, to take a rotisserie chicken apart and like slice it up and do all that. But hey, I saw this one and I was like, that looks like Momma Mel's way right here.
Where's its little nublets?
Yeah, there's some kind of little oyster or something they call it under there. It's supposed to be real good meat. But yeah, you can just get it right off the bone in here. All right, I need to get back over here to something else, and I'm going to see if Patrick will get the bones out of here and kind of separate my chicken out. And Patrick is almost done pulling that chicken. So I'm doing up the eggs. It's always good to have a helper in here. This is really going to make things go quicker. And I may not even need all of that rotisserie chicken. And yeah, it's going to make a lot or pull a lot off of there. And you can keep that carcass, like you could freeze it. And then later on, when you got a little bit of time, throw you some onions, celery, just, any kind of scrap leftover veggies you have, and make you some broth and freeze it. And I just had 4 eggs, so I'll be making 8 deviled eggs. It's just a little bitty amount. I just like to take a fork and get the yellow mashed up. And my eggs peeled really good today, so of course I didn't film it. I'm going to use just a little bit of our mayonnaise, and I'm just starting with a little bit. You can always add more, but you can't take it out. And the way that I do my hard-boiled eggs, I bring them up to a rolling boil, I cover them, and I turn the stove eye off, but I leave them on that stove eye for about 19 minutes. About 19 minutes. It's pretty exact. I'm going to squeeze in a little bit of mustard. Hey, you can just use mayonnaise, salt, pepper, and be done with it. But since I have mustard, and most people do, I'm going to squeeze a little bit in. Also, because I have sweet pickle relish, and I do love it in my deviled eggs, I'm going to put just a little bit of that in. And also, because this is how I do it, I got apple cider vinegar. I'm just going to put a splash in here. You don't need much at all. Get that mixed together, and we'll give it a little taste test. Guys, these right here, they're perfect. So I'm just going to get my eggs filled. We'll put them in the fridge. That's one more thing done. Next is Lois K's sweet potato casserole. If you print this off my website, my instructions are combine the first 8 ingredients. On my website, when you print things off, the ingredients are not in a straight line like they are on the screen, but it goes left, right, left, right, left, right. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So those are our first 8 ingredients. I take a shortcut. I actually like it better than making or baking and cooking up my own like fresh sweet potatoes. I use a 40-ounce can of these yams, and they come in this delicious sweet syrup. I do drain most of that syrup off, but then I just mash them up with my potato masher. These are not heated or anything. This is right out of the can. Now, into this is 1 cup of sugar. And honey, I forgot sugar on my list, but I was $2 under budget. And at Walmart, you can get this sugar right here for $1.72. And I was thinking when I was planning this menu, if I had extra money, that I would get like a bag of cabbage or coleslaw mix, because I would have sugar. And if I could get mayonnaise cheap, I could make coleslaw. And doggone it, then I found mayonnaise cheap, and I didn't go back and get any coleslaw. But like I said, I had forgot my sugar. It didn't make it on my list for some reason. But hey, coming in $2 under budget was good, because the little things that I forgot, I had room for them. I put 2 eggs in here, and this recipe calls for a teaspoon of vanilla. If you don't have vanilla, vanilla's expensive. I mean, those prices are crazy for vanilla, even the store brand. You could substitute honey, which is also kind of expensive. But for today's purposes, we're going to have enough sweetness. I'm not putting anything. We're going to put in a 1/2 cup or an entire stick of melted butter. I'm using margarine, and save your wrapper. Usually I put in 1/2 cup of milk. Today I'm putting in 1/3 cup of evaporated milk. It's a little bit richer, a whole lot cheaper, and I can use this in my mashed potatoes, and I'm going to use some of it in my chicken casserole too. Calls for a 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg. You know I'm using my pumpkin pie spice all in one. And 2 tablespoons of flour. I only buy self-rising flour. That way you don't ever have to fool with putting the salt and the leavening, the baking powder, all that stuff in here. Now we're going to mix this all together. Now I've got, this is a little bit smaller than a 9x13 dish, and I'm going to grease the sides and the bottom of it with the inside of my butter wrapper. If you don't have any oil or, cooking spray, honey, these work great. Now we're going to pour our sweet potato mixture right into this greased dish. And I like my sweet potatoes to have a little bit of lumpiness in them. That's my preference. Get them all spread out here. What my family loves about this sweet potato casserole of Lois K's is this topping that goes on top. Starts with 1 cup of brown sugar. Usually calls for a cup of pecans. Now, nuts are expensive, and also my daughter has a nut allergy, so I make it with a cup of oats. Now, you could also use instant oats, but I chose to go with this. It was a little bit more expensive than a box of instant oats, but I like the texture that it gives the topping. It does mimic nuts a little bit easier. Plus, you can do so much more with this than you can instant oats. I mean, you could have oatmeal for breakfast. You can use it in cookies. You can use it in other dishes like this for toppings. I stretch my meatloaf by binding it with oats. Mary's Meatloaf, if you've not seen that, you need to go to my website and get that recipe. The oats make all the difference. It's delicious. We're going to put in 1/3 cup of melted butter. I'm using margarine, and a 1/2 cup of flour. And I'm just going to combine all this together. And it's going to be a crumbly mixture, sort of like a streusel. The thing about the Walmart $40 dinner, I ain't ragging on it. I mean, I think they're doing a great thing. But they didn't give you any of like the sugars, the flours, butter. They basically, you had the huge turkey, which is great, but you had stuff to make 1 casserole, which is a green bean casserole. And to be quite honest, my family's not crazy about green bean casserole. They really don't like it. You got lots of canned veggies, but pretty much you would just be eating the veggies, canned or right out of the can. My family would rather have some casseroles. Using the oatmeal, I am going to need a little bit more butter, but that's okay because I still have this much left. Whoops. I'm going to drop it and then I'm going to melt it in the microwave. Let's see what we got now. And I like to get it mixed in just a little bit. It's really hot. Then I just kind of like to take my hand, and the heat from your hand helps a little bit too, and get it mixed together. Because we're going to crumble it over the top anyway. I never should have doubted myself. Once I got my hand in there, I think the rest of that butter would have combined without even putting any more. But you just take it and you just crumble it all over the top of your sweet potatoes. I bet when you saw that bag of marshmallows, you thought I was going to top my sweet potatoes with that. I gotcha. You know what? I make an oatmeal pie that is also delicious that you could use these leftover oatmeal or leftover oats to make. And this is going to bake probably about 30 minutes in a 350-degree oven. And I don't cover it. I just leave it uncovered. And the topping, it sinks down in there a little bit and then it puffs up. Oh my gosh, it's good. But I'm not going to bake it right now. I'm going to move on to my corn casserole and I'll bake those two together. Every week you see me use the same inexpensive ingredients over and over. I try my best to share recipes that are easy and budget friendly because I know how expensive groceries are and that times are hard. As a way to help and to say thank you for watching, I'd like to gift 2 of my viewers with a $50 Walmart gift card. All you have to do to be entered is to leave a comment on today's video, and the winners will be chosen randomly from the comments. I sincerely do thank you for watching. Your continued support here means the world to me and my family. You are truly appreciated, friends. Jiffy corn casserole. You can really see in this dark colored dish how much butter is left on your wrapper. This is, I can never remember what size this casserole dish is. It's kind of long, but it's sort of nary. I'm sure that a 9x13 would work fine. Grease that. Everything is going to be mixed in this casserole dish. 1 package of Jiffy corn muffin mix. If you've been around here, I love Jiffy corn muffin mix. You know that. I did a video about a month ago with, I think, 4 new casseroles using Jiffy. Honey, that thing is closing in on 300,000 views. It's good. I'll link it below. You need to go watch it. I'm dumping in 1 14 3/4 ounce can of cream style corn, 1 can, same size, whole kernel corn. I did drain this. 1 cup, 8 ounces of sour cream. It really makes this dish good. 1 stick of melted butter. Now, just mix it all together and get everything incorporated. This is one of those dishes, I don't know whether you put it with the breads or whether you put it with the veggies, but it's also one of those dishes that when people eat it, they love it. And they think it's some big, hard, secret kind of recipe, but it's so simple. And I love that you can just toss everything in this one dish and do it too. This is completely optional, but again, I got cheese in my budget. I'm going to use about 1 cup of cheddar cheese and sprinkle right over the top of this. And this little guy, I do cover with aluminum foil. Don't want that cheese to get burnt. And I'm going to bake it and its little friend, sweet potato casserole, 350 degrees. They both take about 30 minutes. I will pull the foil off of my corn casserole and let the top of it get, a little bit browned towards the end. All right, let's move on to our chicken casserole. Again, a big thank you to Patrick for pulling that chicken out for me. That was wonderful. I'm taking 3 big handfuls. This is about a 9x13 dish. This is probably closer to 4 cups because I used big handfuls. But I'm going to not be skimpy with it. The reason that I chose to go with the chicken casserole is because I wanted to focus on making like a real meal. Most people are not cooking the whole entire Thanksgiving recipe or the whole dinner themselves. You got If you're cooking for more than like 4 or 6 people, you got a big family coming and they're going to help. But I wanted to show a meal that, even if you are doing it all by yourself, you can still put together a dang good, potluck family Thanksgiving meal. And look here, I've got rotisserie chicken left too. I'll just freeze this. I can put this in another casserole later, throw this in a soup. Got a bunch of stuff I could do with this. All right, next, we're going to make the creamy part of our chicken casserole. And hey, if you have chicken in your freezer, there's you some more money that you can save. That's just another way to stretch your dime here. Anyway, I don't even remember if I circled back to my original point, was that my family would rather have a chicken casserole than a big old turkey. They just would. I mean, I like turkey. They like turkey. But if it come down to we're going to have some cans of green beans and corn and a big turkey, they'd rather have a casserole, chicken casserole, instead of a turkey, and then all the other good stuff. And this is my regular casserole that you guys love, the Stella's chicken casserole. I'm just making it, a little bit bigger. 1 can of cream of chicken soup, pulled out our good old Hellmann's that I got on sale. I don't know, maybe a cup. And then I'm going to use some of this evaporated milk. I don't know how much. We're going to do like that. And we're going to get it all whisked together till it's nice and smooth. Also like to season this mixture right here. I use a lot of black pepper and some salt. We're not going to need that much salt. Our stuffing will have it. And I mentioned that sometimes I would use Italian seasoning, but you don't have to have it. Did you know you don't have to use everything that's in a recipe or even as much as somebody else might use? Sometimes when we make these recipes and we write them up, we're just pigs and we use more of something than we really need in it. We'll use a little bit more milk. And this is evaporated milk, so I can add a little bit of water to it if I need. Now this yummy, creamy sauce mixture, I'm going to put it right over top of our chicken. We're going to spread it out just as far as it'll go. Really, with this much chicken and this big of a casserole, I probably could have used 2 cans of cream and chicken. But we're going to make this work. It's going to be fine. And another little secret to Stella's chicken casserole is the cheddar cheese right here. Man, it makes all the difference. It gives your casserole just that best little tang. Now I'm just going to sprinkle on my stuffing mix, and I'm using the chicken stovetop kind, the Walmart brand. It should be enough to cover this. It might be just a little bit skimpy, but hey, look there, we're going to make it work. I love the Pepperidge Farm stuffing in the bag, the herb kind, that flavor. That's what I normally use on Stella's chicken casserole, but we are doing this today and it smells great. And now we're going to take some chicken broth over the top of this. I'm probably going to use a cup. And our other casseroles are almost done. I want a lot of chicken broth on here. You want that stuffing covered, and then you want to, some in the bottom too. But what I have left, we will use with our mashed potatoes. And this is a casserole that I do cover, and I bake it at 375 degrees, about 30 minutes covered. Then I'll pull the full off and cook it another 10 or 15 minutes to let the top brown up. Everything's done in here. You just get it nice and hot and bubbly. I bet you thought that I forgot about our pie. I did not. But in case you didn't know, this little cover right here, it actually is a cover. You just pull this off and the sticky. I always wash it out, and then when your pie's done, you can make a lid for it. My pumpkin mixture, oh yeah, it's cool. It's very cool. I'll mix it up a little bit before I put the rest of this Cool Whip in. But you're going to take an 8-ounce carton of thawed whipped topping. And honey, save this carton for your leftovers, because you're going to have some leftovers from this meal. This meal can easily feed 6 people with tons of leftovers. You could feed 8, I dare say, 10 people with this meal right here. Maybe you wouldn't have any leftovers with 10. But hey, you could do it. We're just gonna get all of this combined very carefully till it's completely incorporated. Now you just pour this mixture right in here. And I know this just seems like such a simple old nothing pie. But honey, this thing has the best flavor. We absolutely loved it. First time I made it, everybody went crazy over it. They're like, is that like a pumpkin cheesecake? Because it sort of has, I don't know, you look at it and you think, okay, it's got this body to it, like a cheesecake, but it's more of a marshmallow pumpkin flavor. And then it sort of has like the texture of marshmallows. This is a 9-inch pie crust. My Lord, I swear, I forgot how big it was. You could maybe made 2 pies out of this. You're just gonna kind of make it as pretty as you can. I'm coming over the edge. I'm doing it. I'm just going over the edge. It will be fine. This one, you refrigerate it. It takes a little while to set up. It could really use 8 hours. You could make this thing up to 2 days ahead of time, because I really think the longer that it sets, the better it gets. Oh, these look so good. And I did go about 45 minutes with these two, because they're some pretty thick and girthy casseroles. And they was cooking together, so they needed a little extra cook time today. My chicken casserole's finishing up. Gonna do macaroni on this front stove eye. There ain't nothing to that. You just boil it and then you stir in that sauce. I've got 2 14, almost 15-ounce cans of green beans, and I like to leave the water that is in them in the can and just pour that in. I'm gonna put these up on high. I'm gonna doctor them up a little bit. Give them a fair amount of salt, some good old black pepper. Now, if I have bacon grease, you know I'm gonna put that in, but I'm gonna use that about 1/3 stick of margarine I had left. And I forgot, I got 1 more stick. I forgot, it was in the fridge. And then something that takes your green beans to the next level is adding in some brown sugar. Oh my gosh, that's too much. Let's go about like that. You do need a lot. And this, I don't know what it does, but I've been doing this ever since I was at my neighbor's, and her mom had these green beans like this. They were delicious. Now, normally I'll put a little Worcestershire sauce in here too. And if I have some bacon bits, I'll throw that in. But this right here should be good. The secret, in my opinion, to making canned green beans taste good, I turn them up on high and I cook them hard. And I let them cook till about all the water's gone. Back here, we're gonna make our mashed potatoes, and I'm using 2 packages of these instant mashed potatoes, and you could make them just like the instructions on the package says. They're delicious. But I have some chicken broth left. Looks like I've got about 1 cup of that. For each package, you're supposed to boil 2 cups of water. So I've got 1 cup of broth. Then I'm pouring in 2 more cups of water. And I'm gonna wait, and I have some evaporated milk left. Well, let's see what I've got. Oh, it don't want to pour out so good. And after we get our potatoes done, we're going to use this milk to finish out the liquid part. That couldn't have worked out better. I've got 1 cup of evaporated milk left. I put a little bit more butter in those green beans, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take about that much, and you know what? Let's just use it all. I'm going to put this in our water to melt or to come to a boil, and it'll melt down in there for our potatoes. Oh my lordy! Oh my gosh! Oh no! Oh gosh! Almost run Thanksgiving. Stovetop brown's a little bit quicker than Pepperidge Farm, so note that when you make this dish. It's fine. It's not burnt or anything. It's just super brown. But anyhow, I got, busy up here. We set this over to the side. And as my casseroles have come out of the oven, I've just been covering them with some aluminum foil, and I had them sitting on top of the stove until I needed to use it. Just kind of keeping them warm. Okay, my water's boiling. I just cut it off, and I'm going to take it off of the hottest stove eye. Let's put our milk in here, get everything kind of incorporated. Then we're just gonna stir in our mashed potatoes, our little flakes here. There's 1 pack. Here comes 2. Whoops. You just want to get all those mashed potatoes flakes kind of mushed under the water there. You don't want to fluff them or anything yet, but you do want to get them, mixed in real well. Let this set just a minute. Then you just come back and fluff them up. I put a little black pepper in mine. Let me give them a taste, see if they need any salt. They're delicious. Chicken broth makes such a difference. And of course, the evaporated milk. It's wonderful. And hopefully you'll have some left over and you can make some potato cakes after Thanksgiving. And I couldn't wait to show you. This is what you're going to have left after this meal. You're going to have 3 pantry staples right here. Almost completely full packages. Oats, self-rising flour, and light brown sugar that you'll have moving forward. You can use them in recipes, bacon, sweets. Probably got about 1/3 of a stick of margarine left, but honey, this just makes me so proud because not only are we making this meal for under $40, and it doesn't look like no $40 Thanksgiving dinner, we're stocking some pantry stuff too. But wait, there's more. I forgot, we have this much leftover chicken too. I already got it in the freezer, and at least 3/4 of this 30-ounce jar of Hellmann's mayonnaise left. I'm so excited. Welcome to Thanksgiving, friends. Pull up a chair. This meal is scrumptious. From the well-seasoned green beans and mashed potatoes, the chicken casserole that's going to make you wonder why you ever cooked a turkey, the sweet potato and Jiffy corn casseroles that my family loves, and all the trimmings. And don't forget that delicious pie. Every week, it's my pleasure and honor to share meals with you, but I truly couldn't be more proud of this meal tonight. From the planning, to the way that we stretched our budget, to the way that we just used every single item in so many neat ways. Plus, we got a jump start on stocking our baking pantry staples for the holidays too. I really feel like we made an extra special meal. But I want to know your thoughts, friends. Tell me what you think. Did you really miss the turkey? Do you think I kind of cheated and copped out with this meal? Or do you think that it was a good trade-off for what we did? What was your very favorite part of this video? Did you at least find 1 or 2 recipes that you can make for your Thanksgiving dinner? And let me know your ideas for what you would have done differently to make it even better. I can't wait to hear from you. And don't forget to download Heyday. It's free, it's fun, and honey, you deserve a little rest and relaxation playtime after all your hard work in the kitchen. For more Thanksgiving ideas, you can watch this video next. I'm thankful for you always, friends, and I send you love from my kitchen. Wait, there's one more thing. Stop the presses, friends. Breaking news. I have to tell you, I fed 5 people tonight out of this dinner, and my dishes are not even halfway empty. So I can feed 10 people on $40 too, Walmart. Just so you'd know, maybe next year they should call me before they put out their $40 menu at Thanksgiving.